the podcast.
To the Pay Attention podcast. We have a little studio upgrade this week.
Yeah, thanks to Chris and Claire Short.
Do you know what I'm thinking?
Me stuttering on the two C's. Why do they both, why do both their names begin with C? I'm like,
Chris and Claire. My brother's Jack and Jen.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's your soulmate if they have the same.
Oh my god.
Rebecca and Ryan.
Rebecca.
I don't think I could be
I don't
with a
think
Ryan.
you're going to be with a Ryan.
I don't see me with a Ryan.
Maybe a rauw.
A what?
A rauw.
Rauw.
Alejandro.
Oh.
Or maybe like.
Rauw. Oh no.
Maybe what about? I feel like a Spanish name for you. I just feel like you're gonna be in your Spanish year again somewhere. That there's gonna be like.
I don't know.
I feel like there might be.
I don't know. Is there much more? What you're?
I'm Neve. What am I gonna be with Neil? Oh, go away or that.
Even Neil and Rebecca and Ryan.
We haven't podcasted in 2 weeks, so this is new to us.
Yeah.
So we're actually. I'm a bit nervous of you.
I'm kind of like.
I forget how to talk to the camera.
What are we saying now today? Like what are we?
Okay, well I know what
we
first off
chatting
first
about?
we need to talk about.
Okay, we need to talk about something. What are we?
And do you know what? I'm so glad that we haven't podcasted in 2 weeks because I've had time to process what's happened.
I know what you're going to talk about.
Rosalia and rauw. I can't believe it, guys. I was actually crying. You know, I played Beso on repeat like for 2-3 days straight.
I couldn't watch the music video. I couldn't. I can't bring myself to watch it.
I couldn't. I literally was voice noting Rebecca and I had the 1 hour loop of the song on YouTube. I was like
in your room.
Yeah, I am actually playing Beso on repeat and I cried like. I actually cried about it. I was like, this is actually heartbreaking. Like
it is hard. And do you know what I think as well? Because if anyone doesn't watch the pod,
yeah,
we on like one of the first episodes said we're modeling that like our like
the love we want,
the lover girl era that we want to get into. We were like Rosalia and rauw.
That's what we wanted.
Were the blueprint.
And also when we were like, if someone asked a question, what's like your top played song? We both had Beso at the top. Like
they were a victim of Venus retrograde.
They were a victim.
Because we were talking about that last week.
There has been so many people that have broken up.
I can't keep track.
Guys, Rebecca warned me. She was like, watch out now. So many people will break up during Venus retrograde. And the lists keep coming. I'm like, when does it stop?
The people keep coming. Like, there's been developments. Because remember you said the Ariana thing. You were like, you don't believe it.
Yeah, and I was wrong.
She was so wrong. Like
so wrong. I expected better from her. But what do I expect from a girl that sings break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend?
Because I'm bored. Like, she told us. But also like Ariana is number one, she's a Libra moon. Remember I said that?
You did say that, yeah.
She's a Libra moon.
Yeah.
But also she's a Cancer woman, and Cancer sun women, if they're in their shadow, can be quite
manipulative.
Yeah,
I know that about Cancer people. I'm a Cancer moon, but I don't think I am.
No, but sun.
Oh yeah.
So like, and not all, but there can be an emotional manipulation. Like they went for dinner as a
with the
couples
wife.
Dinners. He just had a baby, and I'm sorry, Ariana's not staying with that man forever.
No, so she's just ruined, and they were high school sweethearts. Like she ruined that whole thing.
But like imagine leaving your high school sweetheart for like actually any man who cheats on his pregnant girlfriend or his girlfriend or wife or whoever has just had a baby.
Yeah.
You're scum of the earth.
Scum of the earth.
Like as in I couldn't think of anything worse to do to a person.
That's when they're at their most vulnerable.
That's
what
what I
shows
mean.
You're a shitty human being. Like it's like you've done this now. Like you've shown your colours. You are a shit person.
You're a shit person, and you are putting like yourself so first, because obviously in those times maybe the husband feels like you know the attention's not in him, maybe like you know the wife's going through hormones and like changes in the relationship, but it's like she is carrying your child for you.
I've seen so many things on TikToks. Now I can't speak about it because obviously I don't have children, but like apparently like some women when they have kids find that like the man gets jealous of the attention that the baby or the child is getting off the wife or the girlfriend or whoever.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So crazy. Like obviously it's a fucking child that needs my help. Like, oh, I don't know. I just think the fact that he did that to his family like is just crazy. Because she'd only recently just had the baby as well. She'd like a 4-month-old or something.
Yeah, and Ariana held the baby and was like, I can't wait to have children.
Like, what a little conniving little, you know what I mean? And I was such a stan of her, but I just don't condone those kind of actions. I think it's trash.
Do you know what I want to talk about right now? Because it kind of segues from this, right?
I know what you're going to say.
Separating the artist from the art.
Oh no. But I know where you're going, is that you're going to bring it on to the talk and I'll see if I was right. I don't want to steer her.
Speak. So, say when it comes to Ariana Grande, right? Yes. I love Ariana Grande, I love her music.
Yeah.
Big fan of a lot of Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
But now that I know she's done this, there's a part of me inside, when I'm listening to Ariana Grande, that I'm like, do I want to support this person?
Yeah, I know, I get that.
And I struggle with it as well, because I was making a playlist recently, my 100 favourite songs of all time. Actually, a few people saved it, and I would love to know who.
You can see.
You can't see who saved it.
Can you not?
Can you?
I think so.
No, on Spotify.
Oh yeah, it just comes up likes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can just see who saved it. So I made a playlist. I put out my Instagram stories.
Yeah.
My 100 favourite songs of all time. I sat down one Saturday evening. Oh my god, it was so therapeutic. I recommend anyone to do it. I sat down. It was like pouring rain. I pulled up Spotify.
Love rain. I love rain so much. Anyone who has anything to say about it when it's raining, that's my happy place. Don't even go there. Like, I love it.
I love the rain sometimes.
Yeah.
It depends on what I want to do. If it aligns with my plans.
If you're going on a hot girl summer walk.
If I'm going on a hot girl walk and I need blue sky and sunshine and it's pouring rain.
It's a no bueno.
It's a no bueno. I would love it to be sunny every morning actually and raining every night. That would be like my perfect.
That would be perfect.
That would be my perfect life.
That would actually be perfect.
Wouldn't it? Like all day blue sky, sunshine, and then come like 8 o'clock.
Oh my god, that's so
after the sunset. After the sunset. Sunsets, rain.
Yeah.
Can we make that happen? Potentially.
Potentially.
But, so I was sitting in the rain making this playlist. It was so therapeutic because I was like, what are my favourite songs?
Yeah.
Like in the world. Like all different genres. Like the playlist is so funny because it's like 1 second it's Drake. 1 second it's Etta James. 1 second it's
James.
like soul music.
Yeah.
1 second it's Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Then it's Taylor Swift.
I know.
Then we have a bit of like every song that I really, really like.
I love all them as well, but I have them separated into their categories. Like
I normally, like
Etta James and all them, I have a playlist called Rays of Sunshine because they make me feel really happy. And then I've like one one where it's like all-time greats rap, and then all-time or put this on when you're angry because it's like really aggressive rap. So I'm like, I have them segmented like that, but I've never thought about doing the 100 favourite ones.
Yes, because I have like loads of different playlists. I'm so excited to play my autumn playlist, my September playlist, but I'm waiting, but I'm fighting the urge because the weather is so autumn right now, but I love my autumn playlist.
Same.
But I saw a few people talking about their 100 favourite. Now the playlist has like nearly 200 songs. It's not 100 songs. And I play it. When I play it, I'm like, every song I'm like, oh my god, I love this song. It's like, yes bitch, that's your 100 favourite songs playlist.
You're like surprised every time you hear it.
Oh my god, I love this song. So it's so nice. I removed some then. I'm like, do you know what? I thought that was my favourite, but it's not.
But it's not.
But I was adding some old Kanye to it.
Yes, yeah.
Because I lit Homecoming.
Sorry, I went to see Kanye in Marley Park. I love him. The old Kanye was the best.
That's what I mean. But like, when it comes to then like Kanye's, now obviously he's creative genius, but
he is.
A lot of mental health issues and a lot of issues, but then the anti-Semitism, there's a lot. So it's like, how do you separate? Like part of me was like, I have to have old Kanye in there. Like this is my 100 favourite songs. Yeah. But then when I'm listening, I'm like, because you're supporting, like
you're still supporting.
You're supporting. Like say, for example, and I know this is controversial because I know you don't feel the same. I have Chris Brown like blacklisted on my Spotify.
Oh yeah, I get that.
So like,
because I find it hard then, but I don't like him as a person. But I still went to see him. Yeah.
But like the art, it's hard to separate it. But then it's like. Yeah. Art is so subjective and meant to be enjoyed, and like technically everyone who is that level of creative. I was talking about this with a friend recently. If someone is incredibly creative to the point where they create music, or they're always going to be a bit more susceptible.
I agree.
To deep dark thoughts, feelings, emotions,
'Cause
personalities.
I think they're also exposed to a lot more when you're at that level of fame as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's so fucked up. I don't know, like I agree. I try not to, but sometimes I bend the rules. Like, so say for example for Chris Brown, but I absolutely will not listen to R. Kelly. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I mean.
Yeah. And like I'll listen to old Kanye, but I won't listen to any of his new stuff then. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's really hard because it's like, obviously like you say there, like now you do like playlists for every like month and August, September, everything. Like it got, for me, I feel like music's so important because it takes me back to a point in my life and how I felt at that moment in time. So like for me, the song has nothing to do with the artist. The song is, it holds such a special place in my heart. So say for example, why I love some of Chris Brown's songs is when I was in college, me and the girls used to literally sing from the top of our lungs.
Literally.
In the house. And like, I remember it was like one of my favourite times, like getting ready, bottle of wine. I was drinking the wine from the neck of the bottle, and like we'd all be getting ready, like bopping out, and all our doors to our rooms open and singing. And that's where that brings me back. It's not coming from a place of like, I want to support him. It's like, it transports me back to that moment in time. And like when I went to see Chris Brown, I did have a lot of people say to me, be like, oh, why would you support him, da da da. And I'm like, I completely get where you're coming from, but I went with the girls that I lived with. Do you know what I mean? Like,
so that's what I mean, because it's like when, like, say back 50 years ago, we didn't know so much about the people, whereas people are so much more like people now. Do you know what I mean? And then it's like you're aligning, and I don't know.
You know, I texted Chris Brown after the concert and I was like, you're good, but you're not better than Dave, like Santan Dave.
You text him on Instagram.
I text him.
You love texting people on Instagram.
I love texting celebrities on Instagram.
I don't think I've ever done.
Like, I don't even follow Chris Brown on Instagram. This is how separated I'm purely for the art.
Purely for the vibes.
Yeah, purely for
like
what
nostalgia.
that music brings me. Do you know what I mean? No, you can't. I goes, you're good, but you're no at Santan Dave.
I've never DM'd a celebrity.
Oh my god, my messages to Sean Kingston, I guess. But they see them, like, they just choose not to reply. Speaking of, my Jama replied to me the last day.
Oh yeah, we got a response.
So
we got a response.
Remember I was saying that, like, I was saying something about, you know, like, I basically tagged her before because I've supported her in her midge masks. So I'm already in her messages. So she saw it in there, and she just reacted laughing face, and she goes, "Love you, it's all good." And I was like, "Love you." So
she actually watched it. Like,
she actually watched the story.
So Maya Jama watches the podcast, basically, is what we're saying.
Well, I don't know if she watches the podcast, but she did see the clip of the podcast.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Close enough.
We won't. You know what I mean? We actually won't say no. How was your week? I feel like we haven't. Like, what's
oh my god, I've done so much since I've last seen you. So I went to Manchester. I got my nails done.
Oh my god, it's been that long.
That's how long. I had no nails the last time.
Wait, I've seen you with.
No, you've seen
oh my god, you sent me a picture. I haven't seen them in person.
Yeah, this is them.
I love the water drops. The water drops are
She's so talented.
The water drops are so cool.
I like every nail is so different. Now the cross on the middle finger, which I think is a bit ironic.
They're keeps catching that same length.
Aren't they?
Like, the lads were like,
that's so funny.
This weekend I'd friends them. Maybe yours are slightly longer, actually.
It's just because they're already formed. I mean, these ones are the same though.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's gas.
And they were like, your nails are so long. I was like, they're not that long. I wouldn't class these as.
I've seen longer, like.
I've seen longer.
But I went to Manchester to see my friend Jen and get my nails done.
Gorge.
And it was actually so nice. I hadn't seen Jen basically, like, so whenever I'm over in Manchester, I never see Jen because she's an air hostess, so she's always gone, and I've gone to Manchester and seen everyone else and not seen her, so I haven't actually had time with Jen in ages.
Yeah.
So like, we had such good quality time. I arrived, it was lashing in Manchester. Like you think that it rains in Ireland, go to Manchester and you'll find out. Yeah, because like Manchester's so wet, but it has all the seasons. So you know the way we're kind of experiencing autumn here now.
Yeah, it's autumn. It's October. That's what
Manchester basically in November. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's so much darker there. But when they get summers, they get like 35, 40 degree heat.
Yes.
So, and then at winter it snows. So they get like proper winters. Oh my god, it's so cool. Like they proper get seasons. But so it was raining and we were gonna go for dinner, and she was like, well, we just get a takeaway. So I was like, yeah. So we got like so much food from the Chinese takeout. Then we were 2 days ago Co-op, which is right next door, so we got Deliveroo to deliver us drink. We'd like one cider, And then we went to bed, and then the next morning I was up, but she had jet lag, so she stayed awake the whole night next to me on TikTok while I was conked. Passed out, and then next day we went to a burlesque show, but beforehand we went and got like, it was like happy hour, got like 2-for-1 cocktails, margaritas and stuff, and pizza, and nicest pizza ever is out in Manchester. And we went to this burlesque show, and it was like so good. I was like honestly obsessed. Remember we were videoing you? I was like, oh my god, I need to do this.
I could see you as like Christina Aguilera's like the movie Burlesque.
That's what
like
it was
I could
like.
see you in that.
Yeah, it was
I could
like
see
that.
For you.
But it was actually so good. There was like music, a singer in it, and then they were doing all their like dances. They all had a piece each, and there was 2 intervals, which I loved. Cause Sharkeisha's about, so I still had the kidney infection at this point. I can't even with her anymore. So that was that. Then went home. I had to get up so early the next day to fly back to Kerry and work all day. I was so hungover. It was my first time drinking in ages. But it was so good. And I was like, oh, I actually miss it so much here. Every time I come back, I'm like, I forget how much I miss it. And then I went to Indy there Saturday. What day is it? Monday?
It's Monday.
It's Wednesday for you guys though. I went to Indy on Saturday because I just had a feeling when the girls were booking all together now, they were like, oh, would you come? And at the time I had really bad kidney infections, and I was like, I just don't think I should go, because if I'm camping in the cold wet,
especially with the weather that they had this weekend,
and I have the wedding soon, so I was just like, look, I'm not gonna go. Sorry, I'm gonna get more comfortable.
I was like, where the fuck did you go? I'm
like,
not gonna go.
I was like, my back's kind of sore leaning down like that, so I was like, I'm not gonna go. Like, there's just no point, because if I get a kidney infection before this wedding in Spain, I'll actually kick myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, there was no point, because I still got a kidney infection anyway. So what was the point in that? So yeah.
It probably would be worse if you were camping in the rain.
100%. I'd be hospitalized at that point, I think. It was more like not what I'd usually go for.
Yes. It's called Independence. Indiependence, kind of.
Independence, yeah. So
and who was playing? Like, any names?
So there were kind of smaller acts. Like, it was so funny.
More indie.
Like, more indie, yeah. So there was like, but they had big ones too. But it was so funny because like when we walked in, there was a guy singing on stage. And I didn't know who he was, so we moved on to like this kind of like dance hall area. And you know the way like DJs like normally have like names, or like they have a DJ name or something, like, you know, something quirky about them, so they're recognizable. It was so funny, like up on the stage it just said Peter and Paul. I was like, go on, Peter and Paul, like, but they were the kind of DJs that were like, are you having a good time, Independence? And I hate that. Like, I'm like, let the music do its thing, like, you know. That I was just dying at that. And then we saw this other smaller guy who's brilliant, and then we went back to the main stage. There was like Moncrief, Anne Marie and Jax Jones are playing.
Oh yeah.
But like Anne Marie and Moncrief were good.
Yeah, I like Anne Marie.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've never been to a festival.
I can't believe that.
It's
such an experience, Rebecca. You have to do it once in your life.
Been to a music festival. I don't know what. I've been to concerts and I've been to outdoor concerts, but I've never been to a music festival. I don't know why. I love music.
Yeah,
I would have such a good time. I really do want to go to Electric Picnic. To be honest, I'm gonna reach out to a load of brands and be like, bring me.
Do.
Like, I've had no shame in saying that. Like, I'm going to reach out to every single alcohol brand. Yeah. Because alcohol brands are bringing people to...
They are, yeah. And like, if they bring you, then
Guinness, we're bringing people to All Together Now.
Courtney
Smirnoff. White Claw.
Yeah, and Schweppes brought people as well.
So I'm just gonna reach out. Because to be honest, I just want to see Billie Eilish and Nessa Barrett. So
I'm missing the Friday when Billie Eilish is on, because I'm coming back from Spain, but I'm driving up Saturday morning, and I'm hoping Nessa Barrett's on the Saturday, because if I miss her,
because they don't release it,
not till the day before.
See, I can see, and I'm not putting this out there for bad juju, I can see Nessa being a bit before Billie.
No, she wouldn't be on the main stage, she'd be on a different stage, and I see Nessa being more Saturday, around 6 or 7 p.m.
like daytime.
No, going into the evening, but she'd be before, but she wouldn't be on Friday because the acts don't start till 6 p.m. Friday.
Yes.
Because everybody has to get there. So on Saturday it starts earlier. It starts at 2 p.m. in the day. So they fill up their Saturdays and Sundays with all the acts. It's like on the Friday there's only like a few on, like, well, all the stages are packed out, but it's like that only goes on from 6 to 2, so the time window is way smaller for her to or perform then.
Yeah, maybe she could be a Sunday.
She could be a Sunday. If she's a Sunday, I'm gonna wait around on Sunday till I see her, like, but she's like so good.
I love Nessa Barra,
her.
I've been seeing videos of Billy, because Billy performed at she was in, it's in Toronto, it's called like Oshega.
I saw it. She did the thing.
She brought your man.
She did the
black top, big t-shirt, Billy. Do you see that video?
Oh, black top, big t-shirt, Billie Eilish.
She brought him on the stage. She was like, "Does anyone know this song?" We'll put it on the screen maybe. She put on this song. She was like, "Oh, does anyone know this song?" And she was like, "Black top, big t-shirt, Billie Eilish," and the crowd goes crazy. And next thing the music starts, and he comes out.
Oh my god!
And they like perform it together.
That is so fucking.
Isn't that so iconic?
I think she'd be brilliant, and I've seen like Lana Del Rey and Dua Lipa. My brain was working too quickly there. At the main stage, and like it is brilliant when there's a big act like that there, because everyone's congregated in one area.
Insane.
She would be sick. Like she's so good.
Like that's the only reason I want to go, to be honest.
Yeah. So it's brilliant, but I'm missing the Friday, which is a sick one, but I'm glad, because the Saturday and Sunday two headliners are good. Although I don't like Fred again, and like I don't get the whole.
Allegedly he's with Selena Gomez.
Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of his music, but I'll go if the whole crowd's going, like. And I think it's always like the quirky stages you find really good things at, like.
Yeah, I think it could be very fun, but I would have, if it was pouring rain.
Yeah.
I would have no more interest in being there.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll be sick now if Yasmin Gardesi's on the Friday and I miss her, because she's on the Terminus stage. She'd be so good. Big ups to Yasmin. She's so good. So good.
She's from Tralee.
She's from Tralee.
She's from our hometown.
We love our own people down here, but she's
We're
brilliant.
all so supportive.
Yeah, we love each other.
We were actually talking about our small town recently. Like, everyone around our age in our small town just gets on so well. Like, everyone knows each other. Like, it's so...
Yeah. I feel like when we were all younger, it would have been a lot bitchier. But now that we're older and adults, we're all like, it's like a prayer circle. Everyone's so supportive. Everyone's like, come together now.
But like, do you know the way people are like, if you go to Dublin and you see a group of Tralee people, like, you'll be with them and they'll be like, if you're not Tralee, get out. Do you know
so basically, when I was
Tralee is like a cult.
Yeah, when I was in college, like in Galway, like, I remember I didn't even know one or two people, and they were like, "Oh, Neof," and they were from Tralee. Yeah. But like I know of them, but I wouldn't know them too well. And they were just so nice and took me under the wing because I was from Tralee. And that's so nice.
Tralee is our small town, is so do you like being from a small town? Would you, if you could, like, obviously I know if you butterfly effect, whatever. Yeah. But would you
change where I'm from?
Would you prefer like to be from a big city, or do you like the small town?
I like the small town, but I'd probably prefer if I was from somewhere like Galway or something. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think?
Because Galway's like a bigger town. Do you know what I mean?
The girls were walking through Tralee today and they said it's like Galway.
Yeah, it's like a bigger town, but it's like lovely. Like, I do love Tralee. Like, I'm so glad we grew up here, but it's like, I would have loved just a small bit more like urbanization. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
I love cities, so I struggle with that kind of balance. We were only saying we walked to the shop a while ago, and I was like, I love Manchester for all the reasons that Tralee doesn't have them, and then I love Tralee for everything that Manchester doesn't have. Do you know what I mean? It's like I get the best of both worlds because it's a 40-minute flight and it's so good. So the app comes out, like, I think it's like 2 days beforehand, and well, the app's always there, but they just put everything into the app. So like, all the apps, what stages, what times, and you can set, like, you can favourite artists, so when you're there, even if you've no signal, you'll get a buzz to be like, FYI, you're Nessa Barra is starting on this stage in 15 minutes, so you have 15 minutes to walk to the stage.
Because that would be my issue, like.
Yeah,
because it's big, isn't it?
It's huge, yeah. Oh my god, it's like a mini town. It's like Tralee. It's crazy.
But that, like, and if you're with people, like,
it's crazy. Like, I don't know how they manage it every year and they pull it off so well. Like, it's like Ireland's Glastonbury.
Electric Picnic's like the biggest.
And it was my first festival I ever went to.
Maybe I'll go this year.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Maybe I will.
Yeah. I'd love to do glamping next year if I do go back.
Oh, if I'm going, I'm glamping.
I was going to pay for glamping this year, but I was like, I can't justify it if I'm going to miss the Friday.
True.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, I just can't do that. So, you know.
No, absolutely not.
Maybe next year now.
So the side of TikTok that I'm on this week, because that's our segment, what side
yeah.
of TikTok are you on this week?
Yeah.
I'm on this like question side. So it's like these videos come up with like, say 7 would you rather questions, 5 questions that hit deep, 7 questions for getting to know someone.
Okay.
And I was like, do you know what? I think it would be fun to like do these on the podcast. Because sometimes we ask for questions and some of you aren't great at sending us them.
Today.
Oh, that's great. But I'm going to start with these because these are would you rathers, but they're like kind of deeper ones. Would you rather erase your worst memory or relive your best one?
I don't know, because I feel like if I erase the worst memory or erases a person in that, so I'd maybe relive my best one.
I think reliving your best one's a good one.
Yeah. I'd say, what about you?
I don't know what my...
It's such a hard question.
Erase my worst memory.
You say it's so funny, erase. It's erase, isn't it?
Erase?
You erase something. It's like you get an eraser. You're saying erase.
Erase.
Erase. You're so funny.
Erase.
You're so funny.
No?
No.
Erase.
It's like erase.
Yeah, erase.
You're saying erase, like you're getting a raise.
I don't want to
Great job, you're getting more money.
Erase, or I think I'd relive my best one too. Because I think your worst memories, although they're really bad memories, they shape you.
They do, and I agree with that. I completely agree.
Would you rather be stuck in an endless day or an eternal night?
Oh, endless day, I'm afraid of the dark.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, like sometimes I come down the stairs.
Yeah.
And if it's nighttime, if it's dark, my brain like would create like, what if there's someone outside now watching you?
Yeah, I just get so... Now, I'm better if I'm outside in the dark than inside a house in the dark.
Yeah.
But still being said, I'm still afraid of the dark. So like it took... I didn't start sleeping with the lights off until I went to college.
Yeah.
I was like 21, 22. So like I've slept with lights on my whole life. Like I'm that afraid of the dark. Like.
And like also, if you get blackout curtains, like you can just make your room into nighttime. Do you know what I mean?
I did that. We had them in Manchester, and me and Darren never ever woke up early on a weekend. Like we were sleeping in so much. It was so bad. But yeah.
Would you rather lose your best friend or all your friends except your best one?
Oh, all my friends except my best one.
Okay.
I feel like losing a best friend is like so hard.
Yeah.
It is impossible. You know yourself, like.
I know.
But like I feel like one of my best friends passed away, and I feel like there's nothing that compare, like you'll never ever get over it for as long as you live. Do you know what I mean?
See, as whereas now, because I'm like, I'd lose my best friend.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
that's so interesting because we have such different...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what we were saying recently? I was saying to Neve, I was like, if we ever create a Patreon or whatever, we'll do the uncut version of the pod, like the unedited, like the full unedited. But we were saying like,
we'd end up in jail, I feel like, or we'd get sued.
I think because we're from a small town, we both have to move out of the small town.
Yeah. So to a place that can't catch us.
And then just release.
Yeah, I agree.
Would you rather... Oh, I know my answer straight away.
Go on.
Save a stranger's life or have $1 million?
Oh, save a stranger's life every day.
100%.
Every day.
Would you rather never be able to leave your house or be forever homeless?
Never be able to leave my house. I never leave my house anyway. I'm a hermit. I'm a hermit. I never leave my house.
That's not even a question.
That's a normal day for me. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh, would you rather experience the pain of everyone you hurt? Like experience that pain of every single person you've hurt.
Yeah.
Or have them all feel your pain.
Now, is this in reverse of everyone who's hurt me? Do they get to feel the pain I felt?
So would you rather experience the pain of the people you hurt?
Yeah.
Or have
everyone else who's hurt me feel the pain they gave me?
Or have them feel...
Oh, I want them to feel my pain. Fuck that, I'm not taking that on board. Number one, I haven't hurt anyone in my life. I'd say the only person who could ever say that I hurt him was like my ex-boyfriend when I wouldn't get back with him because he made me break up with him. It's like, if it isn't the fucking consequences for your own actions. But like that's probably the most pain I've caused when he's like, I just don't get why you won't get back with me because of you. You're the reason why I won't get back with you. Like, so I'd say like that's the only person I've ever hurt in my life. Like, I can't imagine I've hurt anyone else.
I knew this question would send you into a frenzy.
I'm too nice to people and that's my own problem. So I want people who've done me wrong to feel what I feel.
I think I would rather experience the pain of everyone I've hurt because I don't know if I hurt. I'm too nice.
I just love to watch the people who've hurt me squirm under the pain that I felt.
But it's all of your pain, like all of your pain you want.
Yeah, work away with it and see how well I did.
Experience the pain. Yeah, but I would rather experience the pain of everyone I've hurt because I don't think I've hurt that many people, so it wouldn't be that painful.
Yeah, but why should I have to carry on the hurt of hurting people when more people have hurt me than I've hurt? Like I said, I think there's only one person in my life.
That's why I'm like, I'd rather experience that pain.
What? No, girl. I'd say give it back, karma, 100%.
But see, I don't. Yeah, true.
I think everything's energy. Why should you have to suffer it twice?
Fair.
I say, back to sender. Feel what I felt.
Back to
Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Die painlessly alone or painfully with loved ones.
Oh my god, die painlessly alone. I don't even want my family or anyone to go through that by being near me and knowing that if I'm passing painfully,
if you're in pain, yeah.
I would rather die peacefully alone in my sleep. Someone find me, oh, she died, there she goes. That's all I want. Honestly, if I have to do painful, I'm not going out without a fight, and I'm telling you that for a fact.
Yeah, no, I think I would be the same.
Yeah.
I think I would be the same. So that's all the would you rather.
They were good.
Yeah, there's also deep. Okay.
Okay.
I like these.
I love these.
What's more important? This is gonna send you as well.
I love that you know me so well now that you know what way I'm gonna react.
What's more important, forgiveness or acceptance?
Acceptance.
I knew you'd say that.
Like you can accept.
You're never forgiving anyone.
If someone hurts you enough, you can accept their apology.
No, accepting that happened to you. What's more important, forgiving something or accepting it?
Acceptance, always.
I think acceptance too, actually.
Yeah, I think it brings peace into your life, doesn't it?
Yeah, because you can accept things, whereas like you don't have to forgive. Well, I think actually no. Forgiving, like when you forgive someone, you let go of the energy that you're harboring. Because, you know.
You know what your problem is? I'm going to tell you right now. And I've said this to you before. You see it from the other person's perspective way too much, right? I would say even if you did it 50% less, you do it 100% of the time. And I'm like, really do. Rebecca, like, sometimes you need to honestly see from your perspective and not from the other person's. Like, you are so good in the way that you do it. Like, you and Courtney are the two people I know that always try to see from the other person's perspective.
So you've attracted us into your life because you need more of that.
I'm like, honestly, but I feel like I used to do that, and then I was a people pleaser and I was miserable.
See, I 100% have been a people pleaser, and I try not to be, but I'm just very chill. Like, a lot of the times I don't care.
Yeah, I don't really care about it.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I would rather, like, say for example the podcast, I'm like, what day do you want a podcast? Because I'm like, I'm flexible, I'm free. Yeah. Like, what day? Like, your schedule is busy. Yeah. But no, sometimes I do see things from
I think you're such like an empath in the sense of you'll think of other people's feelings, where I'm like, bye. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I'm like,
but I love that about you. Don't ever change that about yourself.
Because everyone.
But maybe.
Do you know what your problem is?
Do you know what? But you do need to start seeing it from your perspective a bit more.
But I have my perspective. But I just think. I just think people are so deep and so layered, and like a lot of the times but then again, should you give people grace? I don't know. I'm trying to.
Depends on what they did, I think.
Yeah, see, like, and I don't think. See, I think that not a lot of people have done me incredibly wrong to a certain point, and there's only a handful, like 2 or 3, that have done me incredibly wrong and really, really fucking hurt me.
Yeah.
And I think unless you're gonna match that energy, I can give you grace. 100%. Which probably, I don't know, is that good or bad?
No, I think that's good because you have a boundary. Because I'm a Taurus.
Well, it's like push me far enough and
it's game over, like, yeah.
But you won't know it's game over until there's no like pre-warning or like...
Yeah, whereas I give warnings, I'm like, I'm just letting you know, I'm not happy with this or da-da-da-da-da, and if this keeps up, like, I'm thinking, whereas you're like...
I'm like, take, gone.
Clean cut down precision with a scalpel.
That's but I probably should have cut a lot more
people.
Well, it's not even cut. Though. But see, I can't distance, and this is coming back to an issue that I know, and not that I can't distance, but this is coming back to an issue I've talked about in the podcast. I was talking to the lads about it at the weekend when my friends were down. Even if I cut someone out, they still have access to me because of what I do.
Yeah. 100%.
So like, why? I could block someone. They could not have my number. They could this, they could that. They can still listen. You can't block someone on Spotify from listening to a podcast. Yeah. You can't block someone from watching a YouTube video.
Yeah, that's so true.
So like, I don't really have a control over that.
Yeah.
Part. Like, even if I want to cut someone out completely.
Yeah.
They're not cut out completely. Like, once you get my energy, you have it forever.
You hear that, sir?
No,
she's not going anywhere.
No, but it's like once you, like, so
I get you.
So like, if I'm like, oh, I'm cutting you off, like, it's not that painful to someone because they're like, okay, I can just still check up on her YouTube videos.
Yeah, that's so true. And how's she getting on? Oh, she seems to be like, absolutely fine.
Whereas
this has not affected her.
Whereas like, one person one of my exes, the only thing I have him on is LinkedIn. Like, I don't care about his job updates, but that's the only...
That's actually where I have only one of my exes as well left is LinkedIn. I swear to God, that's so
But
weird.
like, also, sorry, how rude. He could literally watch one of my YouTube videos, listen to this podcast, do everything. I would never know. So I would never know what he's doing. If I view his LinkedIn, he gets a notification.
Yeah, unless you pay for it.
Yeah, I know, but like the power play, like, sorry, that's so rude. But anyway, moving on swiftly. What did you learn a little too late?
I'm gonna be like, haha, I told you so from you now. But I don't fight with people anymore that are very close to me, or I don't like not talk to them anymore, because someone I love very close to me, I wasn't speaking to them when they passed away suddenly. And that was it. We weren't like, I never got to say goodbye or that I forgave them for why I was angry at them when they passed away. Yeah. So I learned that forgiveness or acceptance, even if you don't agree what they've done, you can accept it and you can forgive, because I think that the cost is greater. When you asked me what my regret was on a few episodes back.
Yes, and you were like, absolutely, no, we're not talking about that.
Yeah, but I feel like I was kind of emotional that day, but now I can talk about it. But I do feel like what I learned is like, genuinely, life's so short, and like I could like not make it home after this. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think that's why I have an issue cutting people out.
Yeah, so I talked to my therapist about it, and she said that it's this abandonment thing, because if you lose so many people, it's like abandonment issues. So like, I now would that's when I turned into a people pleaser, was after that, because I didn't want to lose everyone, and I was running myself ragged trying to like maintain these relationships and like all this, and then like I realized like it's a two-way street kind of a thing. Yeah,
because there's such a fine line. Like, it's like, how do you, because like life is so short and relationships are so short and people you meet in life are so short.
Yeah.
And it's like, even with some of the people I wouldn't be necessarily on good terms with, if I let my brain wander to the fact of like, what if something bad happened to them tomorrow?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, shit, I should message them.
Yeah, I struggle with that so much. I feel like that's
I think a lot of people, if you deep it too much, it would be an issue.
And what have you learned too late, do you think?
What have I learned too little too late? Do you know what I've learned too little too late? I don't think it's too late for me, but also if I had to say one thing, like, I think when I look back at past relationships, I let a lot of shit slide. Because I'm chill.
Yeah, you are so chill.
But I'm like...
I think that's why people can easily like get away with that stuff with you, because of the fact that you're so chill.
It's like, I don't really care, but also it's not about me not caring. It's about what that is signaling to them. What signal I'm giving off by not caring. Because I like sometimes, but then they might change their actions, or like, you know, with one person, I probably knew they were cheating. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like, I probably stayed talking to them a bit too long. But then again, I've no regrets with how the relationship played out, because I'm like, I know I gave my all. I know
you're all like,
I gave every ounce of my energy. But it's like, should you give every ounce of your energy?
I don't think so.
But then it's like, my brain goes to like, but what if you just this, or what if you just that? So at least I have peace being like, Joe, I did everything I could.
Yeah, like, and I get that, because I'd be like that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get that.
But should you do everything you could?
No, I think it should be a two-way thing. I think everything in life is two ways. I show up and they treat me right, and that's enough.
No,
I'm only joking.
I show up. No, but I think I'm very interested to see in my next relationship, because I haven't had one in a while, and I've learned so much about my last relationship was
5 years ago. Was mine.
Yeah, so like I've learned so much about myself and my life, and like boundaries and what I want. So I'm very intrigued to see with my next relationship
what it's gonna be like.
Because I was saying that to you recently. Is the only way you learn how to be in a relationship is by being in, and the only way you can like fix certain toxic patterns or habits, or we were talking about this,
we were,
and I was like,
I just thought of a really funny meme I need to say to you after this. Go on.
Okay. The only way you can fix it is by being in a relationship, because that's what I have learned recently, is like, I've been single for the last few years, since 2021, 2 years. I've been single for the last 2 years.
Oh no, I've been longer.
So I've been single for the last 2 years. Not in a relationship. I've learned so much about myself, my boundaries, blah, blah, blah. But I don't, until you put it into practice with a new person, you can't change it. You can learn it, you can be aware of it, you can be self-aware in your habits and in your actions, and in things that maybe you've done wrong in past relationship. Like, I was, just because I gave everything I have doesn't mean I was an angel.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I never cheated.
Yeah.
But just getting that out there. I'm a Taurus. I would never.
Oh, actually, I'm glad you said that, because one of the questions we got in the thing today was, have you cheated, or be honest?
I've never ever cheated on anyone, emotionally or otherwise.
I've literally never cheated on anything or anyone. Like, I actually wouldn't.
I've cheated on like a test.
Have you?
Oh yeah.
You little badass bitch. Before you move on to this,
sorry.
you know the thing you said about learning to do something when you're with someone? I saw this really funny quotes are coming up. I'm on that side of TikTok at the moment, and I'm getting like all these really funny quote things that keep going, and it's like, I hate a man who's ran through and still not good at sex. Like, oh, why are you not learning?
I saw that recently. I saved it.
These are all the quotes on second. They're so fucking funny. When the devil can't get you, he sends you a man. Love him in private. Men are embarrassing. And my favourite conspiracy theory is that he is sorry. That one took me out. I was like, that is so funny. And when a girl is done with you, she talks to you like she's in HR or something. Behind every hot girl is a traumatic story about a 5'4" guy. And then it's like, what the fuck are you supposed to tell a man when he calls himself ugly? Like, I can't. They're so rude.
You're on a hot girl, not.
And then
entertaining
one of them is
the idea of men's side of TikTok.
Behind every hot girl is one ex that completely changed the trajectory of how she views relationship and love, and that's me, because my last ex is the reason why I'm single for as long as I am. Like, he literally made me allergic. I had to go to therapy about how much I hated men after that, and he was still a topic in therapy. Like, God bless him. I think, do you know what? You'll always have that, like, that one breakup. Yeah. Where, like, after that breakup, no, hopefully it's different. I just haven't seen that yet. But that you'll never... I feel like my next one is my last one. So if the next person who's going to be my boyfriend, we're getting married, there's no ifs or buts about it. Like, you and me. You, me, baby, we used to have fun. You know that song?
No, what's that?
Anyway, I don't know the rest of it, so I'm not going to sing the rest of it.
Okay,
anyway.
so yeah, that's why I learned a little too little too late. Is like, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
It's like there's a difference between being chill and getting walked all over.
Yeah, I agree.
In certain aspects.
I agree.
And like turning a blind eye is never good. Okay, so what is something that
You're laughing because you know my answer, don't you? I feel like
what is something that you need to accept and let go of?
I don't know, like really, to be honest.
Yeah, because you're like, I don't need to accept and let go of anything. I'm holding on to all of this shit.
I actually think I've let it all go. But I think it's like, you know when somebody does something and it's like Santa puts an X next to their name and brings them coal at Christmas. That's what it's like for me. I've accepted it and I'm not holding on to it, but you are on the shit list, like, do you know what I mean? I want to start doing what Dave Portnoy does and have a shit list and like, you know, get a drink and every time something happens to that person, then celebrate it. But I believe in energy, so if I did that, it would be bad.
Yeah, no. Actually, I have an interesting story about energy from the weekend.
Ooh,
that I've been meaning to tell you.
Oh my god, I'm nervous.
Oh my god. So, did you feel any particular way about the energy yesterday?
Guys, I was yesterday.
Like, how were you yesterday? Was it good energy? Was it bad? Like, did you feel like there was any intense energies?
No, I was so relaxed and I had a bit of a headache.
Okay, lovely. So, I just was asking that. So, this weekend, my friends came down from Dublin, Zach, Shauna, and Alex. And I'm not going to say who this is about or whatever, because there was only 3 of them. But we walk, so we're in Dingle, right? This is so, number 1, serendipitous, but number 2, like, divine fate, timing, like, crazy, crazy, crazy. So we're in Dingle and we go to the fish box because we're like, we want to get a snack.
Fish box in Dingle. It's so good.
So good.
So good. The fish is so fresh there.
Yeah. So we go to, we're like, we'll share stuff, we'll get a snack because we were going for dinner, but we were like, we're kind of hungry. So we went there, over an hour wait for a table. So we were like, we'll just get takeaway and sit in the steps of the church. Yeah. So they went in to order and it was like a half an hour wait, even still, for the takeaway food. Yeah. So we were saying, we were like, we were kind of tired. We'd done a lot. We were like, we'll just chill on the steps of the church. Then it starts like the teeniest, tiniest bit raining. So we're like, oh fuck, it's gonna start raining more. So we'll move. Yeah. It didn't start raining heavier, but it was enough rain
to move you.
To move us. Yeah. So we walk down the street and there's 2 shops. There's a candle shop. We walk in there. We smell the candles, whatever. And then there is a crystal witchy-esque shop.
Yeah, I know the one you're on about.
The purple one.
Yeah, I know what you're on about. I was like, I know what you're talking about.
By Spar.
Yes, by Spar, yeah.
Yeah. So we walk in there and the woman is behind the counter and she starts talking to Zach and Shauna about the dog because they have a little like poodle, whatever. And then, you know, everyone's going around, they're looking at the stuff. Like Shauna was like to me, she was like, you know, asking about the crystals and Alex, like we were just looking at all the stuff. And next thing your one said about me, she was like, oh, it's so handy to have a witchy friend. She said that to the lads. Yeah. And in my head I was like, oh, your one thinks I'm witch. But I was like, you know, she's just the woman behind the counter. Like it doesn't. Yeah. I didn't feel my ego too much. And next thing she just turns to one of the lads and is like, have you given up dairy?
What?
No, listen, this is...
Sorry, that's freaky.
Right, so the person is like, oh yeah, I give it up, you know, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, you need to keep going with that. And like, she was like...
just out of nowhere.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. So basically, long story short, because I don't want to get into the details, because obviously they're very specific. Yeah. This woman behind the counter basically had loads of intuitive message downloads for one of the lads.
Oh my god.
About like what they're dealing with, like all this, like what they should do. We need to go back to her. Yeah, but this is the thing. So I've been in the shop a few times. That has never happened. When we went into the shop, it was busy. There was loads of people in there. And next thing, it was just the 4 of us.
That's so weird.
So it emptied out. She had the intuitive downloads, whatever. And then next thing, the shop started being really busy again. It was busy when we passed it earlier. Oh my God. Was busy when we passed it. Yeah. She was saying to who she was saying it to, she was like, this isn't from me, by the way. I'm not, like, she was like, I just felt compelled
to tell you, like,
tell you all of this.
Yeah.
And like she didn't say anything to me, she didn't say anything to the other two, she just said it to one person.
That's crazy.
And the energy in the room, Niamh, I swear to God, it was like, do you know when you go like this with your hands?
And you can feel
the energy ball. Remember you used to do that when you were younger, like push it? Yeah. That was like the energy in the, like I swear to, I had goosebumps all over my body, like I could feel.
I do think the energy was intense on Friday. I cried all day Friday.
Yeah. No, but the energy, so that happened and then we just left and then she called me a witch again and then I was like, oh my God, no, she's a witch. Like, call it like is recognizing like we love to see it. But it was...
That's mad.
Mad.
Yeah, crazy.
And the person that she was talking to got so overwhelmed by the whole, obviously.
I can imagine. I'd be like, what the hell?
And like the other two people were like, I've never experienced anything like that in my life. And like I've been into that shop loads, that has never ever happened. Like it's not like she was trying to sell like, oh, if you want a reading with me or... She literally just felt compelled to tell this person a load of things.
Do you remember, you know that holistic fair that usually goes around to a thing? It hasn't been in ages, hasn't it? Or I don't go on Facebook, but we should go to it next time it's there. Do you know where I really want to go actually? And it's so weird because I was Googling the person. We might be able to say this now, I won't say the person on it. I was actually Googling energy healers in Kerry or like things to get, because at one point I knew that my energy was off. So I was actually like on the like company or whatever's Facebook page and I was like, okay, well this is the thing. And when we started the podcast, the owner followed me on Instagram and I was like, I'm following them back now because I know that I'm going to end up going here. This is obviously a sign I'm supposed to get my energy cleansed.
Okay, so we asked for some questions of the week. Yeah. And because it's a bank holiday Monday, you all are doing nothing and you're
asking us
ready and able to ask us some decent questions for once. So
okay, do not attack them.
I'm joking.
They're a bit sensitive.
I just think some people like just interact.
Yeah, I agree.
You know? Do you know what we love? We would love more dilemmas. Like we
chat so much shit, guys.
We can talk about anything.
Anything, but it's just kind of.
But it's like
if we could be steered a bit more, it'd be great.
Yeah, like I don't mind not being steered, but like
I don't either. But it'd be great because at least we know that you need answers to things. But start.
So what's your dream job?
I have 2 different dream jobs.
Okay. I know what one of them is straight away.
She does.
Straight away.
I want to, if money wasn't a thing, I think what I would do all day long is write books and read books. Oh. And like literally write them, read them, review them, everything. That would be my thing. And the other thing is I kind of teeter the line between I'd love to have been an actor or I want to run like 8 or 9 businesses, like have a
Kris Jenner vibes.
Kris Jenner vibes, yeah. But then the thing that attracts me to that is that like, you know, stress, high pressure, that kind of thing. I love business. So I have different kind of things and they're all things I like. But I'm really happy with what I'm doing at the moment.
That's lovely. I thought you were going to say being a mom.
Oh yeah, when I want to be a mom, that's uno. But I feel like that's definitely gonna happen.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Just because it's your dream job doesn't mean it's not gonna happen.
True, but I feel like I'd still want a job even when I'm a mommy.
Yeah. Oh yes.
I want to be one of those moms who's like can do it all. I know it's hard work. I'm not
saying it's not.
No, not at all. It's just I love working so much that I just.
And I think if you make your kids your full time, like they're gonna be gone.
Yeah, and
what are you going to have then?
I'll struggle with that then.
I'm not saying the people who...
But I'll also make enough money that I'll be able to put them through college and, you know, if any rainy days come up or, you know, so they need money for something or, you know, for their first car and like...
And you can't rely on a man to do that all. What if he leaves?
Men are more risky with money anyway. And I also want to have enough money that, say, for example, if my child ends up living in Canada or something, that I can go...
Yes.
To be with them or whatever, you know what I mean? Like buy a house out there or something and move out there.
Lovely.
I know, yeah. What about you?
Do you know what? My dream job... I'm kind of doing it, like...
Yeah, you are.
Like, I can't think of much more... Like, I'm doing everything. Obviously, I would like to be earning more money from it. But maybe if I emailed some brands that want to pay me back...
Yeah, if you just emailed half the brands back, you would be onto a winner, like... Like, you're so funny. It's like an opportunity for money comes up with a big brand and you're like, that email's a bit confusing to read. So I'm not going to respond.
It's not that the email was confusing to read. My issue with emails, number one, I don't like them.
Yeah.
I don't like emails.
I love them.
Right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is when I'm very much so object permanence. So if I get an email, because it's on your phone, I actually deleted the app from my phone for a while and it was actually good until I started missing important emails. So when you get the email, I get it and I open it when I get the notification, but I could be doing anything.
Yeah.
So then it goes, I forget about it. Because it's like you're not going into your email. Well, see, I'm not going into my email app frequently.
I go into my email a lot, so
yeah.
I didn't...
So that's my issue with emails. So I started actually deleting my email app from my phone and I would like have a designated time of day that I would go and check 5 minutes, which I should probably get into the habit of more.
Yeah,
but
I think you should.
Bringing that back to dream job, I'm pretty much doing it. I just want to travel with it more, but I can do...
You could do it from anywhere in the world.
I can do it from anywhere in the world. Yeah. I love podcasting.
Yeah.
We're turning this more into a job.
Yeah, we are.
Like, that's what's happening with this.
Please God, and it continues that way.
Yeah.
Up and up and up and up.
So we're doing that. I'm bringing my other podcast back. I was re-listening to that. I was like, girl, this girl speaks facts.
You know, I literally
I was listening to myself.
Get emails from like PR firms trying to get me to get some of their people like that they represent on my podcast for the industry, and I'm like, if it's not authentic to me, I'm not doing it. And I think at the moment work is just too busy.
Thing for me.
Yeah, work is too busy at the moment, but it's not completely done. It's just I think when I release episodes, it'll be sporadically when I feel like it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Whereas with my podcast, my other podcast, we both have other podcasts. Yeah. Industry is yours. Hot Girl Guide podcast is mine.
Mine's like businessy kind of.
Yeah, yours is businessy, career, entrepreneurial, talking to people about their fields that they're in, that you are interested in, that you want to know more about. Mine is very much so like hype girl advice.
And then we bring it together.
And then we bring it together and we chat shit and we kind of make it more feral in the middle.
In the middle.
But I was re-listening because I have all the analytics for this podcast on my phone. Yeah. So I don't have my other podcast one.
Oh yeah.
So on my iPad... On my iPad, I downloaded the thing. I have so many more new... I haven't checked the analytics for it.
Yeah, at the end of the year, I get like Spotify wrap-up things and I'm like, what the fuck? And you're like, I get so much more listeners. I'm like, what the hell?
I remember last year we were like, oh, this is such a good motivator for us.
To come back.
But anyway, so I want to bring my podcast back in September.
Oh, good thinking.
So I'm trying to like record all the episodes now. I love doing YouTube. I see that as a job. Well, thankfully.
That is a job, yeah.
So I love everything I do, to be honest. And if I want to do... I'm so the type of person that if I want to do something, I'll try it. But I think I would be a great like host or like...
I'd love to do
presenter.
Yeah, same.
Or actor.
Yeah. I want something in that field.
Yeah, I think the more entertain... So like my dream is like the more entertainment, the better.
Yeah.
Whether it's this, whether it's my YouTube.
I wish I applied for Big Brother. I think I would have been so funny in it. Could you imagine me in the Big Brother household?
See, I've never watched Big Brother.
No, it's so good. Okay, so I also got a question, and like I've like 2 or 3 ones, but
I've got loads now.
This one is: have you ever given a hickey?
Yeah.
I remember when I found out what hickeys were. I was giving like lads hickeys on their arms, like. I remember we were on a school tour to Madrid. I think I was in the 2nd year, and I was like, "How did you do it again?" And they were telling me, so I was like biting onto their arm, and like they were saying like what to do, and like the lads were walking around with hickeys all over their arms. I swear to God, I shouldn't be admitting that out loud because that's a bit weird. But yeah, I have. And like on the inside of their biceps, like. That's so funny. Biceps now, I'm saying this, they were about 14, 15. There was no more muscle there.
Hickeys were such a young.
They were such a young thing.
I think the last time I got really bad hickeys was when
I was like 15.
See, I bruise really easily.
So do I.
So like any bit of action, like no. But the last time I got a really bad hickey, I was working in a really nice jewelers. Yeah. And it was like my first week, and I was seeing a guy at the time. He actually only lived back there. It was very handy.
Really, that was so handy.
But he destroyed my neck, like destroyed, and this was pre me training as a makeup artist.
So
like
you couldn't cover.
I tried my best.
No, they say if you get a whisk and you put it to your neck, that's how you
or toothpaste.
Or toothpaste. I didn't find that good, but if you get a whisk, it like gets rid of it. Because how many selfies do you take a day? I'm gonna have to record this because anyone who knows
that's so directed at me as well. Like
yes, so directed at you because anyone who knows me knows that I only ever look like this when we're doing the podcast, or if I'm going out, I look like. Honestly, I've been dragged out of a bush like 90% of the week, like.
That used to be me until I got into my glam era.
Yeah, but now I do makeup, but like even if I did have makeup on, I wouldn't be taking selfies, but I've seen her camera roll and there's selfies.
I don't think any made the cut this
stunning.
day. Like.
And I wouldn't mind, they all look stunning.
It's just, I don't know, I love a good selfie. And also I'm like, I like makeup. I don't know. Also, I'm like, I look good. I'm gonna share it. Like,
of course.
I actually don't care. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I know some people are like, oh, she's always taking selfies. Like, she loves herself.
No,
like,
it looks stunning.
Duh.
Duh. That's the whole point. Somebody also
taking them and sharing them because I like them.
Yeah. Somebody messaged saying, "I've had a crush on you for years. You still don't know LMAO." I honestly don't know who this is, so whoever that is, maybe tell me.
Oh my god, you have a secret admirer.
Yeah, that's funny.
I should say, message me whoever it is, and I'll set you up on a blind date for the plot of the pod.
Can you imagine Rebecca just coming in the background?
The vlog camera.
Yeah. Hey guys, how's your date going?
This is for the plot.
Somebody wrote in saying, can we have 2 episodes a week just because?
We're thinking of doing bonus episodes.
Yeah, like mini episodes, like 20 minutes or
like
25 minutes
mini
extra.
bonus episodes. Yeah, we're really highly considering it. So if you want it,
let us know.
We'll do a poll under this episode. So if you're on Spotify, scroll down.
Yeah.
And if we get over 10,
yeah, we'll do it.
We'll do it. And don't forget to rate the podcast 5 stars while you're at it. Just little reminder. Yeah. Okay, so we have our first dilemma.
Woohoo!
And I want
congratulations to whoever this is. You okay? Congratulations whoever this is. Thank you so much for being our first dilemma.
Okay, so I love dilemmas because I have opinions and you have opinions. We're both opinionated girlies.
We're very strongly opinionated girlies.
Because we both have our Mercury in Aries. We can't not be. So the dilemma is, I want to move abroad, but my boyfriend isn't keen. Any advice? You can take this away and then I'll...
Okay, so if you're keen on moving abroad and your boyfriend isn't, right? For some reason or other, maybe he's a homebird or maybe he likes his job, whatever. There's so many reasons for it why he wouldn't want to move. Like, say now if you wanted to move to Oz, but he didn't want to go to Oz, maybe you could meet halfway and go to a country closer to home, but still be in a different country. Because I feel like in relationships, like it would be so foolish for me to be like, break up with him if he doesn't want to go, because like you've just built this relationship, you obviously love him very much if he's your boyfriend. Like, I think relationships are all about compromise. So if you really, really want to go to Australia, Australia is always going to be there. Or if you really want to go to Canada, it's always going to be there. He could meet you halfway and say, look, I don't want to go that far, but what if we try, like, you know, somewhere closer to home, like maybe if we try somewhere in Europe or like, you know, maybe England or something. Maybe try the compromise thing. But also I do have to say that the grass is always greener on the other side. So if you broke up with him, you move to another country, like you might figure out that actually I don't like this country here and I miss my boyfriend, and then it's done. So I feel like I was literally chatting to somebody today about this and they're down in Australia and I was like, oh my god, it seems like you're loving it. And they're like, yeah, but Australia doesn't love me, like they're having such a tough time down there, and like I think everything online is very smoke and mirrors. So sometimes you just have to remind yourself that like that's not real life. Do you know what I mean? Like people just show their best bits. I'm never going to put up with that I was crying all day on Friday on Instagram, and nobody's gonna see that. I was bawling. I literally couldn't even talk about it. I was crying so hard. So like nobody's putting up their like hard bits over there. Like nobody's putting up when like they're going through a tough time or they can't find an apartment over there, or they're really homesick, or they're struggling with their job and or their health's not right. Nobody posts about that. So just keep that in mind when you look at those kind of things. Maybe compromise and do a country closer to home. And
the great thing about the two of us is I have a completely different opinion.
Love that about us.
So I would say
break up with a move.
No, but like if you want to move abroad,
yeah,
and your boyfriend doesn't, like sometimes Like, are you gonna put, if you really want to do something,
someone's gonna do it.
I wouldn't base my life, like big life, it really depends on the relationship. It depends how long you've been together. But if you're, like, I was talking to a girl recently, and she was saying, I've always wanted to move to Sydney, I really want to move to Sydney, I'm moving next July. My boyfriend is a big JA county.
Of course.
So he can't, but she's still going. And she's like, we're going to make it work for the year. He's going to come out and visit me. Because I really want to do it.
Of course.
Because there's so many times, no, there's not so many times in my life, but I almost moved to a country because of someone. That I had no more interest in moving to. And I was basing my life decisions around them.
And I agree, like, to a certain extent.
And, like, when you break up, like, technically...
But what if they wouldn't break up? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I know, but it depends in your 20s. But I think in your 20s... Actually, no. In your 20s, it's your only time in your life where you can be the most selfish version of yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no other time... Like, of course you can be selfish in your 30s and 40s, but sometimes, you know, you've more responsibility, you've more this... But if you're in, I would love some more context. I don't know what you two are. If you're in your 20s, you owe it to yourself to travel, to explore, because I've done it. I've lived so many places, and I could have very much so been in a relationship and been like, no, I won't do that.
But I also think, like, in this day and age, that people are too quick to throw away relationships. Like, relationships are hard work. Like, our parents aren't married for as long as they're married because of, like, they didn't walk away when it got, or they wanted different things. It's like, relationships essentially at the end of the day are about compromise. I do agree to the point where, like, you know, if you're young and in your 20s, like, it depends how long you're with this person and honestly how much you love them. Because if you're considering still going without your boyfriend, maybe you could do long distance. Maybe you could make
I've done long distance.
Exactly. Maybe you could compromise. But I would always say to people, I really reevaluate it, because I've known people who've broken up and moved away and then regretted it straight away. Yeah,
I think it really does depend. But if you really want to and they're not keen, like,
you can't force anyone to
force anyone to move away, but also,
and if they move, they'd resent you for taking them. Do you know what I mean?
And if you don't move, you'll
resent them.
Yeah. And I think very much so if you're in your early 20s. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
I would go. I would say go anyway and just try to make it work and just try to make some form of compromise. Either they move, maybe you say, look, we'll just go for a year. You know, something.
Do something that will meet him halfway on. Like, if you're willing to meet him halfway, then he should meet you halfway.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be just like, I don't want to go.
So it shouldn't be like, I want to move to Sydney, so like, let's move to Sydney. And he's like, well, I don't want to go. And she's just like, but I want to go to Sydney. Like, he also has feelings in this. Like, if I had a boyfriend and he was like, oh, I want to go to, like, Australia, and I've said to everyone that, like, that's the one country I don't want to go to ever in my life. Then if he wanted to go and he met me halfway and said, look, we'll do a year and see if we like it, or if look, will we try somewhere in Europe for the summer, like, we'll live in, like, Spain for 3 months to see how we find living with each other in a foreign country, and if we do that, let's do thing for a year. I'd be like, amazing, because you've met me halfway.
And there's communication.
That's the main thing.
Communicate, but also just try not to make too many decisions based on a potential relationship, especially if it's new. Yeah, especially if it's new. If it's less than a year. Yeah. Like, really think about what you're doing. Yeah,
I agree.
So it depends. There's a lot of context.
There's a lot of context that we're missing out of that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Another one.
What is a secret you've kept from your parents?
I tell my parents everything, really, to be honest. What secret have I kept from my parents? I did have one secret, but I ended up telling on myself one day because I just couldn't keep the secret in any longer. And in fairness, basically, like, I only ever use this one taxi driver, Timmy, and he's known me since I've grown up. But one night when I was drunk, I brought home my best friend's kitten to the house, and I actually snuck the kitten into my house, like, in the handbag, and I, like, passed my dogs. I had 3 dogs at the time, so, like, we're talking, like, this cat would have been savage, like the kitten, and I was so drunk. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea. Like, if you actually go back far enough on my TikTok, there's a video of it with the cat and everything that I did it. And I had to ring him the next day and be like, don't tell my parents I brought home a cat. And then one day I just told my parents, I was like, why am I hiding that? That's not a big deal. Like, I'd returned the cat the next day, they didn't even notice. And my mom was like, my mom and dad were like, you're mental. But I don't keep any secrets because I can't be dealing with lying.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't know what secrets I've kept from my parents. Like, big secrets.
I think you'd be kind of the same as me. You couldn't be arsed. I don't think you're arsed keeping a secret.
Like, I don't tell my parents everything. Like, but I don't tell anyone everything.
Same. I don't tell anyone everything either.
Like, I'm not, unless, no. But I don't know, is there any
And my poor mom would always be asking me for the goss, and I'm like, it's so funny. She always says, like, I've the like silence of a priest. Like, if you tell me something, I'll never tell anyone.
I'm the exact
the girls,
like, it will not leave.
No,
like, it's not my business to tell my mom.
No, it's not even
but
my.
some people tell their mom everything. I don't like that.
But no, I swear
like
to
that.
God, like, the girls have told me things and they've said it to each other, and like say like to my best friends, like, they'll always be like, you literally don't say anything. Like, we can tell you anything, you won't say anything. Like, I'll forget to tell my mom, because like when somebody tells me something and I know I need to forget it, it goes in one ear out the other, and that's it, it's done. And then I was like like, they said something one day and they were like, did you not tell her? And I was like, no, why would I was like, I completely forgot about it. And then she's like, girl, you're so good, like, you literally don't say anything. And I remember one day one of the girls like broke up with their partner or whatever, and my mom came in and sat down in the bed and was like, oh, how is so and so getting on? She was like, oh, we broke up ages ago. And my mom went pink in the face and she was like, Eve, you never told me that. And I was like, did I not tell you? Like, I just don't say, I don't gossip, like, I don't like it.
I don't like, because in my opinion, a lot of things, it's not my news to tell.
I agree, I'm the same.
Like, it's not my, like, I wouldn't, and I know, like, a lot of people are like, your mom's your mom, whatever, or your parents are your parents, and like, you can tell them anything, great. But like, I'm not gonna gossip with my mom about my friends.
I agree, yeah.
Or I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, guess what? Or oh my God.
Yeah, I
like,
know.
or tell my mom about like something bad that's going on in one of the girls' lives, when like they can tell my mom that.
I feel the same, because my friends would tell me.
Do you know what I mean?
my
my friends would too. But I'm not gonna like, and my mom would look at me sometimes and I'm like, but this isn't my news to share.
100%, yeah.
So I'm not gonna, like, I'm very much so, if you tell me something, you don't want anyone to, or me to repeat it, like, I won't. But I wouldn't even think of repeating it.
I'm the same. I'm the
like,
exact same.
you wouldn't even have to preface it. There's some people in life where you like can say, you know, you have to be like, here, don't tell this.
Yeah, there's some people,
but then I probably wouldn't tell them.
But then there's other people. Yeah, I'm the same. I just tell my friends things and they automatically know, like, that they're not supposed to. But yeah, that's gas. So you've no secret you've kept from your.
I don't think so. If one comes up in my brain, and if there is any that I can't think of right now, it's because there's a reason. Advice for getting back on track, nutrition and fitness wise.
Oh,
that's so funny, because we both
did this.
We both just rejoined the gym.
Yeah, and I started back with my plan. I go to PT. I've been going to him since 2020. So my thing is, I would say now, one of my big things I think when it gets back on track with fitness, I have a few things. Okay, first thing, don't weigh yourself. And I know everyone's like, okay, well, how will I know I'm losing weight? I don't go by the scales, I go by pictures. So if you take a picture at the same time, same day, every week in the morning, on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever day you want to pick, so take it first thing in the morning, you'll see a massive difference in the pictures, but you could nearly weigh heavier on the scales. And I think that the scales can be very misleading with that sometimes. I would say, so make sure that you're doing it for health benefits and not for an aesthetic look, or you want to be like this size or whatever, because if you're doing it for that, you'll never be happy and you'll never be a certain way. I'm really big on the whole gut health thing. Like, I think that a lot of our actual like health comes from our gut, and if that's out of balance, we're out of whack. So I would say, like, you know, take a lot of probiotics and like apple cider vinegar tablets or apple cider vinegar, drink water with lemon, and like, I know like loads of people have different kind of tips and stuff, but just do what's right for your body. Like, if your body's like craving a certain thing, you have it. Like, don't restrict yourself too much, but always just be conscious of healthy choices when you're out and about. Yeah. And just I think look at your fitness journey as in like you're rewarding your body for that. Like, you know, like you go on your hot girl walks, like that's good for you.
Yeah.
But
like,
you've turned it into something you like. It's therapeutic and it's like a reward. Like, do you know what I mean?
It's like a reward.
It's like a reward.
Yeah, I think with it's getting back on track. I think with anything in life, if you want to do something, routine. It's just being like, okay, what's my why? Like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
What do I want? Do I want to like increase my fitness, increase my cardio? Like, what's my goal that isn't like, I want to look like this random Instagram model who maybe had plastic surgery or face tunes and filters, everything.
Exactly.
So I think advice for getting back on track, I think everyone's very different, and like sometimes with my fitness and nutrition, even though I don't even like to call it those things, like it's just my lifestyle.
I think it's just like integrate it into your day to day. Yeah, I agree.
If my mental health is in the toilet, everything's in the toilet.
Yeah.
Like I'm very much so an all or nothing person. But I got kind of, I guess, back on track, if you were to call it that, recently. And I was just like, I just want to feel stronger. I love feeling strong.
Yeah.
I love muscles.
I love after we do my muscle exercises.
I love my legs feeling like strong. Rock hard. I love the feeling of sore muscles.
Yeah, I
love the feeling of sweating in the gym.
I love it, yeah.
Like,
and the endorphins you get afterwards.
That's what I mean. It makes me so much happier.
Yeah, I agree.
So that, like, they're all the things, and I was like, well, I want to feel like that more. And then also I know I'm the type of person that works really well off like really high protein.
My mouth's gonna droop now, guys, just ignore it.
That's okay.
Go on. But I find it like I struggle to eat protein like a lot.
I found a really nice protein shake that I like, which is the PE Science one. But I think, you know, when it comes to food, and it's such a topic, because so many people have so many different relationships with food and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think as long as you're trying to do stuff that make you feel good. Yeah. But I'm very much so, I think you're the same. Like I'm not a restriction kind of girly. So
like, I'm in a calorie deficit all the time, but I don't eat a lot anyway. So it doesn't make a massive difference. Like, I remember with my PT when I first joined with him, I was like drinking a lot more regularly, like a lot more frequently. And like he was just kind of like, Niamh, if you see there on Wednesday, like he was like, half of your calories are wine because you only ate once in the day and you had a full bottle of wine. Like, do you know, it was just like I was not doing anything to benefit me. Like, but now I feel like I've been with him so long now, and I've got such good results from him that like he knows my body, and I'm so sick at the moment that he knows that there's certain times when I won't be able to eat
things that you can't do. I just think advice for getting back on track mainly would be like, just be like, okay, like respect yourself enough. Be like, okay, I want to get back on track. I'm asking these girls in this podcast. Yeah. So what do I enjoy doing? What do I like doing? Yeah. And how can I do a little bit more of that all the time? Like, try not to put yourself on like, I'm going to wake up tomorrow, I'm going to run 5k every morning, and I'm going to...
a tip. What I used to do is I used to do this little reward system, which is like a psychological thing. So
it's like a reward.
It's like a reward. So when I used to go to the gym, I used to go to the Manor one. I haven't gone now in the last month or two because the Sharkish has been back and active, but I do need to get my membership back up and running. But anyway, I used to get a coffee in the coffee shop that was there, or drive around to Starbucks and get a little coffee afterwards and be like, well done, now you just went to the gym today. So I think if you keep doing that, it's like that's your routine. Like I get up before work, go to the gym, get a coffee, come back, shower, and start my work day with my new coffee and my freshly showered body. And it was a lovely way to start the day. So yeah, do for yourself. I agree.
Do it for you. You do you.
You do you, boo.
So that's our advice. Someone said, I haven't seen you in forever, miss you.
Someone said that to me as well.
These are anonymous. Someone said, I know what you did.
I know what you did.
It sounds like a threat to me.
We quickly talk about Lizzo. Because I feel like it wouldn't be right if we didn't talk about it. Yes, okay. So obviously her dancers, some of her dancers, and a previous person who was doing a video on her, a filmmaker or whatever, was doing a documentary, had come forward about allegations that basically she wasn't being a good person, and Lizzo has come back and said that, with her statement basically saying that like she's kind of shocked and surprised that this is a thing and stuff. And I think the reason why it's such a big thing is nobody'd expect it from Lizzo, because she is Now this is all allegedly now, like we're not saying it's
allegedly.
But like, say if these allegations were true or partially true, I think the reason why people are so surprised is because she's somebody who's like sends out the message of such love, light,
positivity.
Yeah.
Do you know what? And I think it's all about people. At the end of the day, celebrities are businesses.
I agree.
They have PR teams. They are like, they have a persona, they have a personality that they have to upkeep.
Yeah.
There's only so much we will ever know.
I know.
Like, it's like me and you.
There's only to know more.
Yeah, there's only so much you will all ever know about us. Now, obviously, you know a bit too much, but...
I was gonna say, like, there's not really to know on me except for the fact that, like, I literally read books all the time and I occasionally play Sims. I've watched Gossip Girl all week. If somebody actually did like a TV show on my life, it would be so boring. It would be like watching paint dry. I'm not selling myself here at all.
No, but my point is, like, we only know people so much. Like, there's only so much I will even ever know you.
Yeah, and so like our parents will only ever know us to a certain extent as well.
So, and I think a lot of people put celebrities on pedestals. So then, like, obviously it's so bad if it's so bad, allegedly true. Allegedly,
yeah.
But like,
we're like, please don't sue us. We've got no
as
money.
If we're getting sued. As if anyone would want.
But everyone's talking about it on TikTok. So
everyone's talking about it. But the thing is that
cool kids are talking about it these days.
It's just so surprising because it's like I literally only shared a video from her concert last week.
I know, it's so
of her like bringing a little girl on stage.
Oh, I know, that was so sad.
But like,
it was so sad. It was so cute.
It was so cute, but it's just when someone's whole brand is like self-love, positivity, be nice to everyone, and then that's the reality or alleged reality.
Yeah.
It's kind of fried. Like imagine if you had like a Lizzo inspired tattoo and then this all comes out.
Oh my god, I hate it. I get it removed. But no, if it was true, like, obviously. But like, we don't know yet. We'll know when it goes to court or whatever happens. But it's funny you say that because I was watching Gossip Girl, like I just said, for the last week, and I've just restarted it because it was so good. I had to go back to the start again straight away. It was brilliant.
You finished and restarted just
immediately. Immediately. So Blair said something to Serena like, because Blair got called out by Gossip Girl for sleeping with Chuck and Nate in the first week, and or in 1 week, and they were like, oh, because Blair was kind of painted as this very like virtuous, like really like innocent, perfect, like untouched kind of person. And Serena was like, oh, it's okay, Blair, like whatever. And she goes, that's fine for you to say because you're known for going off the rails and like going to parties. So if you did this, nobody'd bat an eyelid. But because I do. And that's what's happening with Lizzo.
Yes. Yeah, because so many, celebrities are known to be difficult to work with. But I think when it comes to the thing of a lawsuit, like, it's kind of like...
I know, that's so serious, isn't it?
But her song, one of her recent songs is like, they're trying to sue me, I actually saw this on...
Go away!
Yeah.
So obviously she saw it coming.
I'm going to get
Of course you know this. She knows everything when it comes to TikTok.
I don't know where my brain goes or where it stores all this emotion. Right, so... Right, are you ready?
Yeah.
So her song's called Rumors. This is like new enough. But see, this is how energy works. It's like Kanye West in Homecoming when he talks about, remember, he's like... She said you left your kids and they just like you. They want to rap and make it, but they're just not you. He talks about like having like a divorce and like trying to get his kids and trying to see his kids and like his older music.
Oh, what?
And like that's what's manifested in his life. But anyway, Lizzo, all the rumors are true, yeah. What you heard, that's true, yeah. I fuck him and you, yeah. If you believe it, I do that. Had to cut some hoes loose, yeah. NDA, no loose lips. Now them hoes trying to sue me. Bitch, I don't give two shits.
What?
This is one of her recent songs. And this is like...
It's not
had to cut some hoes loose, yeah. NDA, no loose lips. Now them hoes trying to sue me. Bitch, I don't give two shits.
It's not looking good, bruv.
It's not looking
good, bruv. Fucking hell. She's
I
really
know, allegedly, but they're the lyrics.
She's allegedly really fucked up there, hasn't she? Like, fucking hell. I know my mom's gonna listen to this podcast now and be like, "Yeah, stop cursing, Mom." That's what all the cool kids do these days. I'm just trying to say down.
But also, like, I don't know why you'd be offended by cursing.
I know, yeah, especially
like, it's a word.
I just think it's because you don't curse, so then when I curse,
I do curse. Do I not?
No, you don't. You're like, so you're primitive.
I use the word fuck, like.
Wait. I need timestamps because when did you ever say the word fuck on this podcast? Like, every 2 seconds I'm like, fuck that, fuck this, that shit, da 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 da. And you're just like, I've used the word fuck.
I curse.
Did you ever see that?
I curse.
What's that Miranda Cosgrove meme? And it's like, yeah, I curse. And it's like, what was that one?
I don't know, but I do. I'm not.
I need to find this way out loud.
I am explicit.
I actually do cuss a little. Do you? Also, yeah. What's your favorite curse word? Probably fuck.
That's you. Literally.
I do.
What's your favorite curse word? Probably fuck.
Do you not think I curse?
No, I don't think you curse.
But in my vlogs I do.
Oh yeah, you do, but you make me look like the villain on this potty then.
No, but I don't think I don't not curse intentionally.
Yeah, no, I know. That's just so funny. You curse. You're curse. Don't worry, girl. You curse.
Got this.
Cool girl with your curses, huh? Oh god, guys, lads, we are too funny. Like, I'm gonna listen back to this now and forget everything we talked about and be like, that was actually really funny.
We do this every single week.
I'm like,
we
I
record the podcast and
that.
We're like, in my brain after the podcast, I'm like, I don't know, is there much of an episode there?
Yeah.
And then I go back to edit it, I'm like, this shit is
good. Yeah.
Whoa.
Line her up. Yeah, oh my god, I have such a busy month now ahead of me that I feel like I'm going to have so many stories. You know the way, like, I was in hermit mode and you were active?
No, I was in hermit mode. I'm in my active era now. And
you were still coming with stories to the pod.
Just as I said a few podcasts ago.
Oh yeah.
Just as I said a few podcasts ago. When everything's going on, when I'm busy, when everyone's around, a certain someone is going to ask me, am I available on certain dates?
And
I'm not.
Available.
And that was
such a shame.
That annoyed me so much.
Yeah, that is annoying for you. I feel bad for you. It's typical though. Loads of people have asked me to do
it's a feast or a famine around here. Do you know what I mean?
Like, no, I wouldn't see anyone for 2 months and the next minute it's all blocked into one.
All blocked in. Sorry, the lads are down from Dublin.
Mm-hmm.
The podcast always happens, so that's really not plans. Wednesday, we're having like a girls' day summer edition kind of thing. So that's Wednesday. Thursday, my granddad's down. Friday, we're having a cousin's thing because my brother's around. Like, everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah.
And also, like, because the lads were down from Dublin at the weekend, but also my home friends are around, so they were like, oh, we go to Clarny. I was like, I never have more than one offer for a plan for a day.
Yeah.
And these 3 weeks, everything's happening. And then it's going to be nothing.
Yeah, I'm like Friday family dinner, Saturday one of the girls' baby shower.
Cute.
Then, Thursday I forgot to say I'm getting my lips touched up. And then
that's exciting.
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that's that, right? Then next week, then I'll be going back to Manchester the end of the following next week. I think it is to get my nails done again. That was so quick.
Yeah, because you have the wedding. Why is that so quick?
That's so quick. It's because I have the wedding. But right, it seems quick, but by the time it comes around, it'll actually be 4 weeks.
Like, my nails were the 19th. No, it's not going to be 4 weeks because my nails were before your nails, and my nail appointment is until the 4th of September. Which
I need to change it for the wedding. They would have been hanging off by the time the wedding came around anyway. So I'm back in Manchester then literally in like 10 days basically. And then I'm coming back. I'm literally home, and this is bang on in the middle of the Rosa tree, by the way, as well. We'll figure it out.
I like podcasting on the couch. I think it's a lot more comfy, a lot more relaxed.
Yeah, I think it's way more chill vibes. Let's do it from now on because it's more...
This is our new studio for now.
Thank God, because the other one had loads of bugs
in
in it.
This is so comfy.
Isn't it? I could fall asleep now.
I could literally keep chatting. Like, we could record 10 podcasts right now.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even notice. I get why Tan and Brooke do it now. Yeah, one day now I'm going to bring down a bottle of champagne or something and we can just drink while we're recording on the couch, and that'd be way
We
more
haven't
comfy.
actually drank on an episode. See, I think at the start, this is my hypothesis. It was new for you, the whole idea of podcasting. So I think
with the video, yeah. I was like, I need it for my nerves.
Because we're both not big drinkers, but Nia, like every pod was like, oh, I'm gonna have some White Claw, and in my head I was like, she's telling me
just for the
she's not a big drinker, but
she's drinking.
She's indoctrinating me into, and then I had a realization. I was like, no, it's because I just feel a bit more chill.
I remember like looking back at my face in the camera and I was like, what is that? But now I'm like,
you just see yourself as like a third party.
I'm like, who is that bitch? I know her.
She's funny.
She's a funny little quirky girl.
We should enter a dating era.
We should.
Well,
did you see that girl on TikTok that went viral because she literally went on 4 dates in 1 week in New York?
No.
That's an expensive city. But she went on 4 dates in 1 week.
She probably wasn't paying though.
Yeah, she wasn't. But like, fucking show me a bit of that. I've paid on every day I've ever been on, bar one.
Maybe you should switch that up for your next date.
Yeah, maybe. But then I'd feel bad.
Why would you feel bad? This is what I was saying to one of the girls, right? I was actually live on TikTok recently. And I was doing my lips, right? I was like doing my lip routine, like my lip makeup.
Yeah.
I used 3 lip liners, 4 lip glosses, and a lipstick.
Yeah.
Putting all those lip products alone together is worth over €100. That I'm, like, at the end of the day, everything costs money. The time, effort, and energy it costs a woman, if you're straight and if you're going out with a man, the time, effort, and energy it costs you to get ready for a date. You might have to get a wax, you might have to get your nails done, you might have to whatever. Yes, you can pay for my dinner. Like, I'm sorry.
You're such a tourist. Like,
I'm not using 7 different lip products to pay for my own
7 different lip products.
I'm getting ready to for a date with a person.
Well, yeah, true. Maybe.
You know, you've to spend, like, a man doesn't have to spend 2 hours doing his makeup and hair.
Yeah, boys, it's the hair bit that gets.
Yeah, so time is money. We're both self-employed.
Show me the money.
No, but I feel so strongly about this.
Yeah, that's so fair.
I feel so strongly about this. Like, I'm sorry.
We'll see how it goes. God, it's going to be a busy fucking month though, isn't it? And then I'm home from Spain straight into EP.
And then September is just going to be...
Then September, nobody fucking bother coming near me because I'll be...
No, September's cuffing season. And I think I'm going to be cuffed.
I think take me out of the league this year, folks. Like, I can't do it. Like, I just don't have the time.
Take you out of the league?
Yeah, I'll just coach everyone from the sidelines. Go team! Go team! Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think I'll have the time. Watch me now fall in love in the next month because I've literally said that. You know when you say something...
No, but you're doing that on purpose because you always say you like to play chicken with the universe.
Yeah, chicken. Is that the thing, the reverse psychology thing?
Yeah, you said that recently.
Yeah, I used to do that, but I genuinely don't want it now, though. It's just because of the fact I don't have time, but like it's always when you don't have time or your life's going a certain way that's when that happens.
Well, I don't think I want a relationship. Like, I actually, do you know what? I'm calling them out. My parents, I'm 29 now, and you'd swear something has like flicked in their brain.
Yeah.
Like, mom was like, oh, would Jack know, like my brother, who number 1 lives in Melbourne, would he know anyone for you? Would this, Zach was in the mobile yesterday, mom, dad, do you know anyone now for, as if I'm like a cattle trying to be like,
I just love collecting
that.
That's so funny.
Number 1, if I wanted a man, I could have one.
In the morning, yeah.
In the morning. Like, if I wanted a relationship...
I just want a really, like, old type of love, and I don't think that's out there, so mine will be harder to find.
No, but I'm like, yeah, but that's what I mean. If I meet someone and I like them, I have no issue getting into a relationship, but I'm not just going to get into a relationship because I'm 29.
Oh, no way.
Because number 1, 29 is not old.
No, and also I always see people in their 30s being like, I'm so glad I didn't settle with the person I thought I wanted in my 20s, because in your 30s you know better what you want.
If I settled... No, do you ever
my life
would be,
I would be broke anyway, I'll tell you, because I paid for everything for my ex. Like, I was like the cash cow for my ex.
See,
and it's
this
so
is why you don't pay.
funny.
You need to reset that energy.
I know, but it's so funny because one of my friends, like, I'm not going to out her, but she's the same. And like, whenever she sees these TikToks and it's like, oh, da-da-da, like, you know, da-da-da, for like, stop crying over these men who literally haven't put like a hand in their pocket. And it's so true because I pay for everything. You know, once, I'm going to tell this story and she thinks it's so funny, she tells everyone. I once was like going out with a guy and I was in college, right? And he lived far away from me, so we used to do long distance. And like, I went up one weekend and he took me out for dinner. I got all done up. I was so excited he was taking me for dinner.
Yeah, 4 lip glosses.
And then he said he wasn't paid, which ironically he was never ever paid on time. He said, oh, the business is da-da-da, whatever, that's so bad. Like, it was such a lie. So he took me for dinner, but instead of letting me pay, he took my card and I gave him my PIN so it looked like he was paying, but I paid for the dinner, but I let him do that just so his ego wouldn't be hurt. But I paid for the dinner. I literally paid for everything in that relationship. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, I literally funded that whole relationship. If it wasn't for me, that relationship would have never happened because he never put his hand in his pocket once. I think he got me one thing once ever and he was like, oh yeah, do you like that? Da-da-da. Like, trying to remind me he got me something because he did it so little. I think it's just because my love language is giving.
My love language is gift giving. But I'm not funding.
Oh, I've learned since that I don't do it anymore. But that was a big learning lesson in my life. That was one lesson I learned. From that question.
That was a little too late. Too late.
And this is why you don't waste your time on men like that, because they'll never put their hands in their pocket. And
there's a big difference between like being with someone, they're going through a tough time and you like, you know, you're like, well, I want to go for dinner, so you know.
And it was so different because then my boyfriend before him was so generous and paid for everything all the time and wouldn't let me pay. So it was an awful smack reality to know that there was like other men out there that didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And that's how you weed those men out, by not paying on the first date.
I'm actually going to do that in future, yeah.
Yeah. See? And we're, you know what, feminism and all that, but also 7 lip products. That's all.
The 7 lip.
The 7 lip products.
The 7 lips
have to get paid for somehow.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
You're so funny. So guys.
And on that note,
thank you so much for listening.
I loved today's episode.
So did I. It was so chill vibes. You're going to have to cut a massive chunk. I know what chunk I want cut out.
Yeah,
already.
no, I know. We're really grateful for you all. Don't forget to vote in the poll down below, which was about the shorter bonus episodes. Yeah. I think we should do a bonus episode on a Sunday.
Yeah, I agree. If it comes out on a Wednesday, it should come out on a Sunday. So then by the time Wednesday rolls around again. And what was I gonna say? Follow the Instagram.
Oh yeah, follow the Instagram. Yeah, I'm actually gonna say it on the pod. I'm gonna get better at posting clips of the podcast.
Yeah.
And I think now with this new setup.
Yeah, 100%. I love this.
I think it will lend to
better
wanting to post more reels.
So true.
Yeah, and be more active.
So true.
Hasta la vista.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
I can't believe you don't think I say fuck.